It's the ambition hour, baby.
Hell, you little.
Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. This is your girl, Claudia on your airwaves. And this is episode 209.
God damn.
Episode 209, recording on the 9th. My birthday, June 9th.
My favorite number's always been 9.
That's crazy. That's crazy that I didn't even plan that. And that's how it came out. So hello, everybody, and welcome it again to another episode of the Ambition Hour podcast. I am your host, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves, joined by my co-host, Have 600 in the building.
Yo, we in here this week.
You can
Happy
see me back
birthday to the main dog, the big homie, the big sis. Audi 3000, 3 stacks, Audi Ambition. She go by so many goddamn names. It's hard to keep up. She low-key like a little puff daddy.
I am. That's
The real puff daddy.
That's my idol. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. We're going to start the episode how we always started off with, and that is by saying what we are grateful for. Hav will do the honors of starting for us. What are you grateful for this week, Hav?
Shoot, man, this week what I'm grateful for, a lot of things I would say. But honestly, this might sound like a little crazy and selfish, but I did a little bit of a social media sweep.
Okay.
And it's kind of just what that means to me is I kind of like filled up my timeline with things.
What you wanted to see.
Yeah, what I didn't want. Yeah, and what I didn't want to see anymore. And I was just noticing like that I just had like a bunch of fake accounts that I was following, or like just spam accounts, or like accounts that like I don't know who this person is, you know. And I know a lot of things, you know, with the music and all that stuff. But honestly, like that's what like makes those things a little less fun for me, because like I'm on there and I'm seeing a bunch of like nonsense. But I feel like that's not something to be grateful for. I'm grateful I did do that, because now I kind of like, I see the shit I want to see now, like a little bit. Or like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like Instagram's getting like that again for me. Kind of like how Twitter's like that for me. Like I'm like, oh, I'm kind of like cool with what I'm seeing, rather than like a bunch of nonsense that I have no idea what it is.
That's good. A little social media cleanse is always like sweep. I mean, is always good, and a cleanse is great as well. One of my favorite things to do.
I was low key like on a cleanse, you know, like really that's what made me like kind of like think about, oh yeah, let me just like clean it up a little bit, because I just felt like Instagram, or like even what I was seeing wasn't like content I wanted to see. It was like I was following some pages where like reptilians, or you know, like like that show the reptiles and shit like that, or like tattoo artists that I'm never gonna get tattooed by, you know what I mean? So a couple of hair, you know, like this hairstyle, you know, like there's things, you know, like when you're following, or you know, you're networking, or you know, the edible places that, bruh, I got my card, you know, like I go to the shop, you know, like so. It's just like little shit like that it's like, okay, now I'm seeing, you know.
I'm trying to find my angle over here.
Oh, and the new one, man. Let me just get you right. What about you? What are you grateful for?
Well, I'm definitely grateful for another year of life.
Amen. More life.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for another year of life. I know last year how I felt, and compared to this year is very different. I'm just super like full of life this year. I feel like whatever it was that was holding me back last year, whether it have been my fears, my insecurities, or whatever that was, I'm just happy that that's over, because this year I'm just like super excited for what is to come. So that's exciting. I'm just grateful that God said, girl, here's another year of life. And you know, I got to go to the beach. I woke up when I wanted, got to go to the beach, went shopping, came home, had some pizza, you know, some vibes with the brother. And now we're doing this. So, I mean, what else would I want to be doing on my birthday, right?
Yeah, I mean, you answer that question. I mean, this is what you wanted to do, so we're here.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to be doing this today, because, you know, this is something that, like, I could have been like, oh my God, you know, like, it's my birthday. Let me just like, skip this week's episode, but we already did a little break, and I don't think that I didn't need a break. So I felt okay with, doing the episode today. I feel rested, so that's always good when I do the podcast. I wanted to go ahead and start off with some sports because we are in the finals. Yesterday was game 3 of the finals, and Boston took it home, breaking the tie. So now they're in the lead. So Boston is 2 and the Warriors are 1. Everyone's saying that this is a 7-game series. Do you agree?
It's definitely looking like it's a 7-game series. I really hope that we took this one home, this one at their house, excuse me, and just kind of like roll on them. I really wanted them to steamroll and go kind of like 5-1. But honestly, this last game really told us a lot, or made me kind of skeptical, or at least like, okay, yeah, this is gonna go 7 games because Boston is younger, they're more athletic, they're stronger, they're faster, they're taller. Like they're everything, kind of like matchup wise. The only way that we could. Then last night was a perfect example of that because Stephen Curry had a great night. Klay Thompson had a good performance. It just wasn't enough. We need a little bit more from Poole, from Draymond, but really we need them to not smell blood in the water, and I think that's what happened. They smelled blood in the water and they went off, and of course they went out on home, which they should. They should protect home court. It was a vibe in there. I guarantee you that of Boston, so there was a lot of support out there. Paul Pierce was courtside. You had Nelly from the from the St. Lunatics. That's crazy. But yeah, because he's from St. Louis. Jason Tatum's from St. Louis, so that's like one of his favorite rappers. So like, yeah, like that whole night was catered for them to win. If they did, it would have been very disappointing if they lost, I guess. So definitely an interesting series, though. Would it go 7 games? It's looking like it. It does favor the Warriors because they would be at home for that game 7. But honestly, we need Draymond to be Draymond Green. A lot of chat has been going around on his name. Kendrick Perkins saying that he's more prepared for his podcast than he is for in-game. Also,
I didn't hear that. That's a little intense there.
And then And then I think it's Robert Clark. I know it's Clark from the Pivot Podcast. Don't mean to get your name wrong if that's not his name. But Clark said like, oh, it's a problem if J. Cole and Draymond Green got the same stat line. Or J. Cole has a better stat line, than Draymond Green. Draymond Green has had 15 fouls or 15 personal fouls, and he's had 15 points in these last 3 games. So it's just, we need a little bit more out of him. He is the third guy, and he's not the offensive guy. But if he's not doing that, he needs to do all those other things. The things that we saw in Game 2, what really made me get hyped and be like, yo, we're in their heads. Draymond is in there. He's going to really make this, difficult for them to play because they kind of look, lack a better term, or I don't know, how to way to say this properly. I'm not a sports analyst, but they look a little soft or a little timid in that Game 2. And that's the thing, though. That's this whole, like...
Game 2 or 3?
Game 2, Game 3, Boston looks soft. No, Game 2, Boston looks soft. And then Game 3, they spell blood in the water. Like, oh, what the fuck happened? Oh, these guys are turning up. Draymond is not in their head. Basically, is what that was telling me. Type shit.
Yeah,
so.
they were just a little bit more prepared. But I think it's gonna be I was saying Warriors in 6, but the way that things are right now and the NBA, it's looking like it's going to be a 7-game series. Either way, we'll be watching and keeping you guys updated. Yeah. I think that already by next week, right? By next episode, it should already be done, no?
That all depends. Look, you can see Bay right here. And she's chewing on something she's not supposed to.
Bay, drop it.
Let Bay come. I told her today in the podcast before we were going to shoot, I was like, she's going to talk today. It's going to be her first time she says words today. She's going to say something on the podcast. You want to say something, baby? Love your dogs. Take care of your dogs. So what we're talking about the war, yeah. So it's looking like a game. So what do you think about? There's talk about the NBA season shortening,
and then the finals won't be around this time anymore.
I don't know. Babe, drop it.
Drop it. She don't care.
Go ahead, Claudia.
Hey, drop it.
Just talk.
So I recently tweeted the other day one of the worst experiences that I have had for my birthday. And I wanted to share it on the podcast today because I felt like it was fitting for me to be able to talk about something that happened to me on my birthday that wasn't the best. And it was that I had made plans with like a group of girls, like homegirls that I knew or whatnot. And they had all gone out the night before. It was the day of my birthday that we had these plans. They had all gone out the night before because there was another girl in our group's birthday was that night. Now, I'm very big on being home at 12 o'clock. Like at midnight, I'm usually home. Like I usually like to bring that in at home, that 12 o'clock. So that's why I didn't go out the night before to go celebrate this girl's birthday. And that was like a super random, like, hey, let's go out moment, right?
You know, I hate that girl too.
What girl?
Excuse me. Keep going.
What girl? The girl whose birthday was before mine?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Starts with G's move silence like lasagna.
G's move silent like lasagna.
Well, it'll be the first letter of the first bar.
No.
No?
The
F baby?
No.
Oh, okay,
No.
Well, let it be known then. My bad.
I didn't know you wasn't fucking with her like that.
You know me though. My bad. You know me, bro. Like I don't know. I start fucking with Pete. That's also what I realized too. I'm so sorry to cut right now, Claudia. It's a little bit. It's health week. I heard a little bit of that of just something of mental health or things like that, or like oh no, it's like a form of anxiety too. It's like going mute on someone. But you know I'm quick to turn up on someone. My bad, Claudia. Go ahead. Or like just dump them. Like nah, I don't fuck with that person anymore.
I mean, I'm like that too. So
that's like an anxiety thing or some shit like that.
It's
like a form of,
is it an anxiety or is it a trauma response?
One of those two, some shit like that. I'm not a psychiatrist, motherfuckers.
For real. And we don't self-diagnose over here. So we kind of do, but let's neither here nor there. And
Stop to do that shit.
that you said you have to stop doing that?
I'm gonna try to stop doing that shit, yeah.
Yeah, same here. Okay, so basically the day before, so it was this girl's birthday. The plan was to still go out for my birthday. That the day of my birthday, that night of my birthday, before I started getting ready, I ended up getting like a message from like everybody that saying that, that they weren't gonna make it because, they had they partied super hard the night before and X, Y, and Z. And then to me, it was just like, dang, that really sucks. Like, I was really excited to go out with these girls. Like, it looked like they had so much fun yesterday. I wanted, to do the same and things like that. And it was just like, I felt like this girl, I don't remember clearly. So I apologize if I'm not the truth. Yeah, like this is how I'm remembering it right now because it was a long time ago. But I felt like this girl's birthday, like that going out, that wasn't planned. My birthday that day was planned. Like it wasn't something that it was just like, oh, last minute, let's go ahead and do this for my birthday. It was just like that's what we were doing for my birthday, and then they spontaneously celebrated her birthday. Cool. I was bummed out. I was just like, damn, this sucks. Like, it's my birthday. I got I basically got sold out by everybody that was saying yes to go out.
The people that were supposedly down.
Exactly. And so I end up at that time, I was texting a guy who ultimately didn't really like me like that. And even though I liked him, he ends up hitting me up that same day, like a little bit after I find out that, all these girls bailed on me. And it was essentially like, oh, like, let's go out. It's your birthday, this and that. And
oh, shit. This is later on in life, huh?
Yeah, this is like 20.
Oh, go ahead. Keep on going.
Like early 20s, like before Herbalife, BH, I call it.
Okay, keep on going.
Okay, so maybe.
Yeah, keep on going.
Okay, so I feel like I'm making this long story longer, which I am because it's
a
like
Gemini thing to do.
It's because it's one of those stories that is just like wait until you hear the end. And okay, so this guy ends up hitting me up, and he's just like, yo, like, I want to take you out for your birthday. So I'm excited because I'm just like, yo, like, the dude who I'm hella crushing on wants to take me out on my birthday, like, and these girls just bailed on me. So whatever.
Perfect. What timing?
Yeah, like, what timing?
A
Like,
sign
this is
from God.
Like, this is so cool. Like, dang, like,
what a turn of events.
all of that, right? Yeah. And so him and I end up going out. We end up meeting. My cousin was out. My guy cousin was out. All his people were out, which were also this dude's people. So it was just like cool because it was just like, oh, nice. Like, you know, I'm out celebrating my birthday, but I'm like with a completely different group that like I don't even really know like that. I just know them because they're cool as fuck with my cousin. So, but whatever, like, I take the night for what it is. It's my birthday. I had fun. This guy came and picked me up came and picked me up. We went out. Yeah, like, you know, it was cool. I find out later my girl cousin was in that group of girls who basically bailed on me, right? The same cousin who eventually acted the fuck up because some shit happened around her birthday, right? Okay. So I end up finding out that my cousin was the one behind this guy taking me out on my birthday. Like, it wasn't something that he wanted to do. It was something that she planned for him to do so that because of her basically like selling out or whatever. And she knew that he didn't like me because eventually she ended up fucking this dude, like, more than one time, mind you. So safe to say I no longer talk to that cousin. And it wasn't even because of that. Like, that still didn't make me stop being cool with her. But yeah, so it was just like, okay, not only did you and all these bitches bail on me, but you basically like made a guy take me out to like make me feel better, but I just ended up feeling even worse. It was just like, yo, like I would have gotten over, you know, y'all bailing on me. You know what I mean? Like that's whatever, you know, like I would have just been home sad, whatever, like, you know. But then to then have like this dude take me out and then kind of like, I don't know, it was just like a facade.
Yeah. I hate when motherfuckers be doing that shit with like people like kind of try to play matchmaker, but that person isn't like, there's nothing really there.
It's not even matchmaking. I just felt like it was just like she was laughing in my face almost.
Yeah, it was hella deceiving too. I mean, it was a bunch of shit. There was a lot of shit in there.
Yeah, because it's just kind of like, oh yeah, you know what it reminds me of? Remember when Molly, kind of like told this dude, what's this Nathan. Mm-hmm. When she told him like, oh, you better not go, because he was like taking her flowers for her birthday. He was taking Issa flowers for her birthday, and Molly stopped him and was just like, what are you doing? Like, she's good, X, Y, and Z. And then he ends up telling Issa like, oh, you know, like, I dodged him for you or whatever. And she was just like, what? Like, why did you do that? Like, that was my decision to make. And it was just like, I felt like, you know what I mean? Like, if I had wanted to go out with this dude, or if I, like, the thing is that, like, I can't even remember if I had a good time or not that night, because after I found out, it was just like, yo, this is all fake to me.
Yeah, the
whole experience was just fake to me. And then, like, he was fake for it. And then, because she was just, like, all happy. She was just like, oh, my God, like, you saw how I set you up. Like, you know, because since, like, we had bailed on you, like, I had him go pick you up. And it was just like, what? Come on, man. Don't do that to me.
There's something in that bloodline, bro. I don't know what it is, man.
I don't know what it is either. But so that was a bad birthday experience. Let me counteract this with a good birthday experience. So actually, I want to say that my good birthday experience has to be last year's birthday. So last year's birthday, I wasn't excited for it. I wasn't like too enthusiastic about it. I was pissed off that I had to work that day. And honestly, like my family, like being the family that they are with the good spirits that they are, they took me, we went down to where I wanted to go. Like I wanted to like do something down south with them by the water. Like that was mainly what I wanted. And we did that. We like drank, we danced, we saw the sunset. I got
Live music.
like we had live music. The DJ performed outstanding for me. That has to be like one of the best birthday memories that I could remember. Like that was the first one, like just thinking about like, of course I have like the New York trip that we did, which that was like everything. That was so much fun. The New York trip that we did for my 30th birthday. And there's some other birthdays that I feel like the top we though also my 31st birthday was really fun too. We had a taco party here. It was a quarantine birthday. And that was just so much fun. My dad turned our backyard into like a little hookah lounge, so that was fun. So yeah, I have a lot of great birthday memories, and honestly, like shout out to my parents because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for their love. Love, love, love. Hav, are you awkward at receiving gifts?
I think I'm awkward at receiving love. No. Well, no. No. Not too much. I guess at times I just feel like I need to be more appreciative of the gift. So sometimes like I feel like I probably don't, or like my reaction is a letdown or something like that. So I don't know, because there's like an expectation, or like I feel like I'm trying to meet an expectation when I do receive a gift, because like that person probably has anticipation of my reaction of when I receive said gift. So I don't know, maybe, but not so much on my birthday. I'm weird about my birthday though. I'll say that. I get like weird because it's almost like it fucking I don't know if it's Libra in me, but how I'm wired a little bit is like I want it and then I don't. You know what I mean? I want people to make a big deal about it, but I kind of want to, you know, like in that humble, like, or whatever, like that, like, oh no, you know, like it's just my birthday, it's just another day, you know what I mean, like type of thing. But we honestly need to embrace our birthdays more too. So I go back and forth, and like on that day it's kind of like, that's why sometimes I don't have like a plan. That day kind of comes, I'm like, oh fuck, what is it that I want to do now?
Yeah,
like because then like I almost don't want to make it so much like of a thing. But I wouldn't say maybe a surprise gift, maybe that I would be a little awkward about that, but because kind of like, oh shit, I wish I would have got you something, you know, type of thing.
But like one of those random, like not your birthday type of
not
gifts.
My birthday. Why do you say that? Are you random? I mean,
I don't know, because the other day I got a pair of shoes and I just got a little awkward.
Why did you get awkward about it? What was awkward about it?
It was just kind of like, oh, thank you. Well, maybe also because like I kind of knew that I was gonna get it. Like I had a feeling that this person was gonna get me shoes, so. And I knew that it would have been like a birthday present, but I don't know. Maybe also because I'm not used to getting shoes. You know what I mean? Like most of the shoes I own, like I get them all myself. So that was probably like another thing. So I don't know. I just noticed that. But I also, for me, when we talked about this, was that I'm more of a gift giver. Like I find the biggest like high, if we can call it, when I give someone a gift. Like it just makes me so happy to give someone a gift, to see their reaction, to see like how like, you know, essential it can be to their life. I'm always picking up on clues on what to get people, so I usually, that to me is like something that is always important. So I'm just like, okay, so like they're talking about this a little bit, they're talking about that they need something like this, they're, you know, things like that. I'm also like a little gift giver too, like a random went to the store, thought of you type of gift. So yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to bring up that since we're in the spirit of birthday celebrations. But yeah, so gift giving is something that I feel, and that's some people's love language. So imagine like not getting gifts like from somebody, like And that's like your love language? Like,
Big
damn.
tough.
Yeah.
That must be tough.
Yeah, that must be
Well,
very
you
tough.
also got to communicate that though as well.
Yeah, I feel like that's like one of like the main things that you need to communicate is your love languages. Like that's something that like I feel like early on that's a conversation that you need to have because how is somebody supposed to learn to love you or you to love me? You know what I mean? Like I need you to know that, quality time and words of affirmation are going to take you very far with me. And I want to know what, is your love language so that
I wanna know what turns you on.
so that I'm pleasing that part of you. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's not just the physical aspect; it's the whole thing. So, yes, I'm going to Busch Gardens for my birthday weekend, guys. That's why we're recording the episode early too. I haven't been to fucking Busch Gardens since I was like in middle school. How do you remember the ride that I would always talk about doing?
Damn, what was that shit called, bro?
What, Montu?
The Montu? That shit is goated by Claudia. She came back from that trip, bro. I wanted to go to Busch Gardens so goddamn bad, bro. I still haven't been to Busch Gardens.
Oh my God. How? I can't believe it.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, so hopefully it's there. Hopefully you get to ride it, and hopefully it's just as exciting. Or I can't imagine how.
I don't know if it's still there, but I do know that there's like a whole bunch of different
rides,
new rides.
And they have like a lot of animals
there's
too there.
Penguins there. I'm so excited for the penguins. That's super exciting. Like, hello. The penguins, and then I'm gonna be in Busch Gardens. I'm gonna be having a good time. I'm super excited because I haven't seen my sister since she moved to Ocala. Well, I saw her the same week of Mother's Day because she came down to visit her mom. So it's been a month that I haven't seen her. Now, it's funny because even when she lives down here, it's not like we see each other like frequently, but it's different when someone like doesn't live around you anymore. Like, they're kind of like a couple of hours away from you. It's like a little different. So
out of sight, out of mind, Loki.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to see her. I'm super excited to see Mighty Sunshine, who the last time I saw her was at the gym, but I know that she's been on the podcast as well. So if you've heard that name, you know why, because she's been on the podcast before. My sister has been on the podcast as well. They both were on the 100th episode. That's crazy.
Do your Googles. And if you haven't, and if this is your first time listening, you have a bunch of episodes that you could listen to.
Seriously.
And catch
so
up on.
many. So many. Catch up, baby. So, yeah, so I'm super excited to be doing that. I picked out the Airbnb. Like, listen, I said it. I was just like, this year, lo vamos a celebrar. We're going to have fun. We're going to celebrate. We're going to get it. So I'm super excited, super blessed. Thank you, Jesus, for another year of life. I feel like there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. Have you finished Stranger Things? Can you give us a quick? I've watched like what he watches. Like if I'm around him and he has it on, I'll watch it. The same goes for another person. Like if they're watching it, I'm watching it. But it's not a show that I've seen from the beginning to the end. So I can only give in that un poquito of input. Go ahead. Sorry, Hub.
No, you're totally fine. So yeah, Stranger Things came out with their first part of their final season. At least what it seemed to be rolled out as. And of course, we have the classic tale. A little bit of spoiler warning ahead. So probably skip a couple of minutes of this right here. But just like in any form of storytelling, when you have a figure or a power or someone that is so strong, you kind of have to recon that power and get it stripped away. The power of the Black Panther has now been stripped away. So
that was good.
Basically, that's the same. Well, not well. We saw that kind of happen with 11 at the end there. So we pick up from there. Hop is alive.
the review, I guess I would want to go into spoilers more. I guess review it. It's been really interesting to see where they went with it. The twist at the end of one of the main the characters, or who is our antagonist of the series, or this season. It was greatly done. I think the music was great. Obviously, Kate Bush, R.I.P. a GOAT. One of the basically one of my favorite songs right now, which is that "Running Up the Hill." And
Dog has been playing and singing that song for a long, like,
I love it. I'm on Twitch too, guys, now, so go and follow me at House 600 because I troll that song and playing King of the Hill and Halo. It just works. Haven't played Halo in a while though. I've been on that Fortnite. They got Darth Vader. Speaking of which, Obi-Wan. That's another series that's coming out, which I think is great. There's an actress on that show that she is killing it. Every single scene that she's in, and she's doing such a great job. Back to Stranger Things. Dustin, of course, he is carrying. I love that Lucas has a little bit more to do with his character, or he's kind of battling that thing that we kind of battle inside of, like, almost, well, I felt like it was really relatable to high school, of my high school experience. It's funny, I kind of went the other way though, of kind of like, dang, I don't want to be the same person I was in middle school. I kind of want to get in with the cool crowd, or be popular, but not also lose my friends in the process though, because those are my friends. That's gonna remain the same. Max is also going through a lot. I think that is also very real. Even though she lost a stepbrother, that's still someone that's close to you. And the grieving process is different for everybody, and definitely probably for her, because that's just harder for her than all our other characters, because they just basically met them. The new characters that they introduced have been great though. Murray and the mom, I forget her name, doing a great job. Honestly, this is a really good season. I'm excited as to what's going to happen in the second part. Stepsis said this, so I kind of have this in my mind. Is like, Stranger Things is basically Scooby-Doo. It's basically a bunch of kids like.
Who said this?
Stepsis, good dramatic, Chris.
Oh.
Kind of like, dang, if everyone just talked to each other, basically, like that whole trope, like, oh man, because like they basically get broke off in teams, and then at the end,
That's something that I have noticed. Yeah.
they're like, oh, like everyone's like, oh, this, that. So then they put all their clues together, like, oh man, we figured it out. And it's like, you idiots should have just stuck together the whole time, and we would have been perfectly, But it has. It's storytelling, like if it was easy, it would have been done. But music, great, shot great, written great. I mean, even if that's, I even told Stepsis, like, oh, that kind of sounds like a knock, like you're kind of like saying that like it's kind of trash, or like I don't think it's Scooby-Doo, and I think like you kind of like saying like, oh, this just Mickey Mouse kind of. He's like, nah, like I fucking love Scooby-Doo. No, I'm not saying anything like that. But I think it's kind of hard to find something wrong with this. I did speak with someone else who is a little closer with the clues, or who knows. The therapist is a red hair, as he explains, because it kind of like, she could go either way. She could be bad. She kind of could be working with Vecna, the main antagonist, or she could not be, because she's she's there to serve that purpose of people like because people are going to try to figure out who else or what else could happen. And she's kind of one of those characters. It's the counselor from the school, which she's doing a great job. And
she's really pretty. The counselor from the school.
Yeah.
She's like Asianish.
Yeah, I want to say she's like black Asian or something.
Yeah, she's really pretty.
Blackanese.
So, what song would they have to play for you?
That's a great question, Claudia. The song that they would have to play for me.
Okay, so for those that don't know.
Well, yeah, like it's basically like. If you are caught in this curse, you can listen to music, could bring you back. Because also, and I love how that is. And also that Stranger Things always has music in it. I think this is the first time that they knock it completely out of the park with the song. They did have that song that Dustin and his girl sang to each other across the walkie-talkies, which was adorable. But we didn't want to hear that shit outside from there. This song right here, we want to hear outside, but it also deals with, because they go to like a mental patient and stuff, like the mental hospital, or like where where the crazies live. I shouldn't say that. The people that are what they deem in paper like that are off, and it's also like something like with music and music therapy, and that's something that I know of, something that I actually was thinking about, or I was telling Claudia, I'm not gonna try to listen to hip hop as much. I want to listen to lo-fi, because I noticed that sometimes when you listen to shit, sometimes it revs you up, especially things with words. And even like when you're running, you put music on the faster music so that you could run faster, you know, or like work out more intensely, you know, like. So there's definitely things with music. I love how they play it a part of this. So you play a song and then you could come back, or like, you know, you could escape this curse that you're basically, the spell that you're basically in.
That you're in, yeah.
You're in. So I would say, I mean, first off, fuck your bitch and the click you claim. I was gonna go Pac. I don't know. I'm going. I had to do this thing today, so I kind of saw this thing of this gift that I always wanted to use, a Pac, the little dub thing when it does it, the W in America's Most Wanted. I put it as like my Twitch when I get a new follower or whatever like that. So Pac has been on my mind. I will go all eyes on me. But that's like if I'm young, you know what I mean? If I'm young, like if I'm in 8th grade, like all eyes on me, that would have saved me from anything.
Like, oh, you're saying like at that age.
Like at that age, yeah. Like now, I mean, like, shit, the song that would bring, like, cause you know, like, what's my favorite song now? You know, like, or like, I guess, or all, cause then it'll be my all-time favorite song. But like, still, like a song like that shit would bring me back to life. I
feel like at that age, one of the ones that I don't even know if this is even the right age, but I'm thinking Major Look.
Major Look could be good, yeah.
Another
like, one that would bring me back too, because this song it would be I'll Be There, the Jackson 5. The song reminds me of my mom and in the car and all that stuff. You know, well, any song basically like Hotel California, like songs like that will remind me of my mom. Oh, that is saving me. That's saving me from anything.
For a BG song?
Yeah, BG songs. That's saving me from any more than a
woman. I'm coming right back. Mama, where you at?
I am back. I'm probably better than ever too. Coming back. I'm like, bro, that shit ain't shit, bro. We about to fuck this thing up. But if I want to throw, like, say, like, I want to kind of give something modern now, shit, That Way For You, probably by Future, probably about bringing me back, or anything, or that Kanye.
I feel like a Kanye song can bring me back.
We were talking today, and honestly, man, Future got album of the year, bro. I know I was talking all that shit of King Kendrick Lamar, all that shit. Oh, they need to just tuck it in and give him album of the year, maybe like artistically and all that shit, maybe or musically, but fuck that. Future got the album of the year, bro. I'm saying it, bro.
Okay.
Right now, so far, there's 6 more months left in the year, but so far right now, I think Future got the album of the year, because that's one of the albums I'm gonna keep on going back to. I do need to listen to the Jack Harlow album. I haven't listened to all of it. Need to listen to the Post Malone album too. I haven't listened to all of it as well.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't listening to that Jack Harlow album.
But what is so crazy though, bro, is that, and honestly, as someone who inspired or, you know, does music too, it's just a little uninspiring, bruh. Because, like, you look at that and you're like, damn, bro, I'm not even listening to it. And not like that, like, you get what I'm saying? Or no? Kind of like this, like how I am with albums. Like, dang, basically, like, if you don't catch it that week, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, watch, like, the album didn't happen almost.
Yeah.
You know, like, and Applauding Future is this album that, like, I keep on going back to.
I do go back to that album.
Because it needs to be an album that grabs you, though. If it don't grab you off the first listen, or you're not, like, going back to that thing, it's tough.
I even told you how that's the actual first Future album that I've heard from beginning to end, and
Crazy.
Actually really liked it from beginning to end. And
Crazy.
It's starting, to what I'm seeing, it's looking like it's everybody's favorite album as well. So I don't know, you know, like, I don't know what made me listen to the album. I guess I'm also just tried to give, you know, Future a chance, and I'm happy that I did, because I really enjoy the album. It's an album that I go back to very quite often. That was a conversation that I was having with somebody the other day, that it was just like, you know, like, I can't even tell you an album that, like, that I really like from, like, this year, because it's just like music comes and goes so quickly that I don't even, like, have the chance to, like, really sit with it and to really, like, enjoy it, or to even be like, oh man, like, this is gonna remind me of a time. And then, like, of course, for me, like, an album that I've been listening to from, like, last year that I'm still listening to now is the Summer Walker album.
I'm so happy I remember this. What the fuck happened to that SZA album that we was about to get?
I don't know, but I know that
it seemed like we was in rollout mode. Looked like things was moving and shaking. We had I Hate You, the Another League song that we still was missing on.
She's saying this summer
On T-shirt. Then we had this Kendrick Lamar album that just popped. I was thinking about that today. I was washing my hands. You know, I'm wondering if I hate you. I'm like, yo, she low-key pump faked with that album. Says that we need that album, bruh.
I heard this summer. I remember when she said that, but she said this summer.
I don't mean it to you, SZA, but bitch, it's summer. It's June.
Today
it's
is
summer, bruh.
Today is actually the 5th year anniversary that since CTRL dropped.
Crazy. I saw some other shit too that it was like, what song was it? Oh, was it Kanye's birthday?
No, it was like, oh no, I saw one of them shits that fucked me up. Like, oh, this is what was running the shit back then, or like this was on top of the radio 10 years ago, or some shit like that. And it was like some Will I Am shit, you know what I mean? Or like, you know, like I was like, damn, bruh. Or like, yeah, like the Britney bitch that shit just came out. Like it was pop. It was mainly this like pop songs.
Yeah.
Which
is different now.
It's crazy. Which is crazy too because they put that Macklemore song that shit. Yeah, like Good Kid, Mad City is not like 10 years old and shit like that. You know, like so.
Excuse me, y'all.
So like they put that Macklemore shit and it's just.
I see the games, bro. I ain't trying to be woke or anything like that, but I just see the games where you just see things. You know, being someone that is Latin, you know, and. You know, having friends and loved ones and people, fuck that, role models, people that I look up to that are African American. I am not blind to you know, some of the obvious blatant shit that you see. You know what I mean? Because I ain't trying to make this about Macklemore because that's an old thing. But if someone black makes that song, that's a hip hop song. It's not qualified as pop, which is crazy. Because why? He rapping on that thing. The hook is just more of a. So that means you. But all right, I'll give him some. You know, maybe let me fall back because you know I was gonna say, oh, why isn't the Eminem Rihanna joint pop then? That should be pop like back in those 10 years ago. You know, like, but that should be a pop song. You know.
But I think there's still a hip hop song. But and he's a white guy, so let me just tuck my chain in.
I mean, that's something that's always been talked about. Is that if, for example, a girl who was like Doja Cat. Doja Cat is biracial. So she was
that's a good one right here.
She was nominated for Best R&B album, and if you listen to her album at the Billboard Awards, if you listen to her albums, they don't give you R&B vibes. Like there's no part like melodies, but like they're never have I been like, yo, Doja is R&B, and she ended up winning Album of the Year with Billboard.
Is Doja's pop? Is Doja more hip hop than she is pop?
That's a good question. I mean, she's definitely a rapper.
Cause that's my thing, but my thing also is that hip hop is pop. I'm gonna say it a little slower for motherfuckers.
What is the most popular music? That's what pop is, right? Pop popular?
It's hip-hop.
Hip-hop is the most popular music. All this, bruh, country got hip-hop in it now. They rapping on them shits, bruh.
Yeah, so...
Them BTS boys, they got the singing part. They basically just like, you know what? They like B2K, because you know how they got a little Fizz and he'll do his little rap
like
parts?
His little rap bars.
They that with the NSYNC boys more. You know, like they got like, you know, like it's like hip hop is everywhere, bruh. I honestly think I understand though, because Doja Cat thinks she's more like and it's nothing to do. It's more musically almost want to, or like kind of like, because you could get away. I feel like
pop is also kind of a little bit less like, I get like it's not hip hop completely of that statement I just said, because. Well, hip hop can be pop because it has to be something that you're openly could play. Like when your grandma's there, when the mom's is there, out in the parties. You know what I mean? Like maybe we can't get NBA YoungBoy off when mom's around. You know what I mean? But we can play maybe some Doja Cat, because Doja Cat, Dua Lipa, like that's why I'm thinking that's her they're in the same category.
But what I was gonna say was,
I'm saying they're in the same category rather than like Summer Walker and Ari Lennox.
Yeah,
that's R&B to me. You know what I mean? But I still stand on. I think Doja's hip hop. She's hip hop first though. But maybe she isn't though. Maybe she doesn't.
But back to the point that I wanted to make was that if a white girl was making Doja Cat's music, it would be considered pop.
Facts.
It wouldn't be called R&B. It wouldn't be called hip hop. It wouldn't be none of that. It would be pop, straight up and down. So, that is something that sucks because someone
Would you
like
say the same for Lil Nas X?
what? What?
For Lil Nas X and the country song Old Town Road Aside. If Lil Nas X was a white rapper, is what he's doing, like, you know, the industry, the one with Jack Harlow, like those new songs, is that pop or is that hip hop? Like, or if he's,
Oh my goodness, I'm
he-
so sorry,
if
guys.
he's white, if
If I would
if he
say
was a
I would
white
say
act.
so. Yeah, I can't say that. Besides that Old Town, I don't really know.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't really know his songs like that.
Because I'm saying like something like that, like that's almost pop. Like that's that hip hop pop. Like that's that hip hop pop. Because just like how that's why hip hop is the best, because there's so many subgenres. You know, yeah, the what people would deem it, you know, trap, emo rap. You know, you have that. You have the
Even the scamming,
the book pack, the backpack rap, the conscious
the
rap,
offbeat.
the offbeat rap. You have
the scamming. You said that. Game banging rap.
you got, you know, like there's so much dance rap. You know what I mean? Like there's
All of that. So since we are in Gemini season, I wanted to shout out some Geminis
Some notable
this
Geminis.
season.
R.I.P. Pac.
Happy birthday to Kanye. His birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to Allen Iverson, Prince, Nikki Giovanni, if I'm not mistaken. The author is a Gemini. Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight. Who was it all that you sent me that day? I don't know, but there was
Fetty Wap and Swaley.
But there was like there's like the June 7th. That's actually also my grandfather's birthday. So R.I.P. to our grandfather.
Go.
Who's my dad is named after, and then ultimately I'm named after. So I have his name as well. So rest in peace to him and happy heavenly birthday to him. But yeah, so there was just like a lot of Geminis this past season. There's just like a lot of Geminis. And I don't claim, or like I'm not like I believe
Isn't Jada a Gemini?
I don't think so, no. I think she's a Virgo.
I said
Jada Kiss. Jada Kiss, yes. He's a May Gemini. Yeah, so what I was going to say is that, like, I'm not like the crazy like zodiac girl who, like, you know, gets all like serious about like the signs, but I do like reading the things, and I also like bragging when someone notable is a Gemini.
Angelina Jolie is a Jedi. So
Yeah.
is Colin Farrell. You have Johnny Depp, who's
Johnny
also
Depp was born today. He has the same birthday as me.
Biggie, Pac, Macklemore, your boy.
That's your boy.
Kendrick Lamar is also,
Kendrick
yes, that's a
Lamar
fact.
is
Oh, yeah,
Gemini.
Iggy Azalea. I feel like she's like 2 years. Oh, no, yeah, she's 2 years older than me. Yeah, that is right. Northwest is also the Olsen twins. Morgan Freeman, Forever Young.
Jesus.
Blake Sheldon is also one. Amy Schumer. JFK. Holy hell. JJ's Bush. Claudia's favorite president. Donald Trump. A couple other motherfuckers who I don't know, so they're not going to be named here. Yeah.
Who shall not be named. I also wanted to shout out Saucy Santana.
I saw some funny ass shit.
I don't
Tom
know.
Holland is also one. Omi Camel. Y'all got a lot of bad bitches up in the Gemini. So there was this one baddie that's in my thing. Oh, this actress.
Laverne Cox
Yeah, she was great in
in Inventing Anna.
Inventing Anna. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
she played-
Ava DuVernay.
She's like one of the first trans women to. She actually just she's the first trans woman that has a Barbie doll.
Natalie Portman. That is true.
Natalie Portman has the same birthday as me as well. So does Ryan Phillippe.
Peter Dinklage. Also Chris Evans. Your boy.
Who?
Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, MG.
Paul
Barney.
McCartney. There's a lot of them. Paula Abdul. Oh, and shout out to.
Shout out to Paula Abdul. She's the reason why basketball teams have dance teams.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
On your bitch ass.
What a goat. What a goat.
Seriously.
Marilyn Monroe was a Gemini.
Yeah.
Heidi Klum.
It's a lot of gang over here, baby.
Crazy, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're like getting close to the end of the episode. I think
wrapping it up.
we might wrap it up a little earlier than before.
God forbid.
There's a couple things I need to do before I go to bed. I haven't packed that all for this trip. I mean, I know everything that I'm wearing, so but it's just like putting it in there.
Melissa Ford was also prayers over Melissa Ford too, because I didn't know a couple of days. I went because I wanted to see when was her birthday, but because she was on the Joe Budden podcast as of recently, and she was in this
Horrific car accident.
Oh my God! Yes, she was.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. I remember because there was this I used to watch Hollywood Unlocked because she was on it. And then she wasn't on it, and then I found out through there that it was because she had a really bad accident.
You also remind me of her when you said Paula Abdul, because they were talking a little bit about oh, what if, you kind of came out now? Like, do you ever think they monetize now? Like, she could have been like a Drea, let's say, with like her own swim and all that stuff. And once she was like, bro, I don't think about that shit. And also like, I didn't know what I was doing at that time. Like, of like as far as like breaking this thing, or like being, basically being the bitch that crawled for everybody to walk, because and like she was a certified it girl, you know what I mean, and video girls were that, and then she also gave me a reminder of a couple of them that was my girlfriend for a summer, because like the Buffy the Bodies, the one that Gloria Velez, excuse me. And then there's that one that what is her name, bro?
There's Brooke Bailey, who's a video girl. She's the baddie. There's also
what would like Gloria Velez? No.
There's also
she's one of the she's a Latin one. She was Vita Guerra. That's it? Okay, yeah. Vita. How can we ever forget that, right?
Oh, what about even Rosa Acosta?
Yeah. Well, fading. Yeah. A little bit in the new.
She was a little in the newer,
in the newer, but also she talked about fucking even how the rap game changing. My bad. I know you wanted to talk about something else, but the rap game changing, the video budgets, instead of getting her for $5,000 or $10,000, you could just get a bunch of bitches in Magic City for that. Why have one girl when you could pay fucking $10,000 a month, 25 girls probably?
That's crazy.
And or they didn't have the budget for 10,000 anymore. You know what I mean? Their budget was sliced basically. So yeah, and then just also she made it a little bit of a point. I guess I want to mention that too. Of she made a point, or. Cause kind of why aren't you dating, type of thing, and she kind of, she's still mourning her mother, that's someone that's, so
yeah, that was another thing,
kind of
sad.
That I made it be a little bit more perspective in my life of dang, moms is important, bro, or those people, we never want nothing bad to happen to them, of course not, and also to that point. She kind of made me a little bit comfortable. Well, now I think I'm not over that. But why does it say married and Flow Rider? She has something with Flow Rider? She did. No, I'm kidding. But I forgot my point. But yeah, go ahead. What were we gonna talk about, Clay?
Shit, I forgot.
I saw pictures of Melissa Ford. I started dozing off here. I didn't know what was going on here.
We were talking about Geminis or something, right?
Yeah, we was wrapping up the episode. I think that's what we was doing.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's something that I'm forgetting that
Oh, she talked about kind of I don't have that's why I'm not dating, and kind of having that as a reason or whatever like that. Not as a reason, but kind of how that's okay. You shouldn't have to. You should be okay with not understanding why you're probably not compatible with anybody right now. No matter who it is, just because for me, or what I would deem as everything that probably happened in the last couple of years, I was probably never,
or I felt like possibly I was never emotionally available with any of my recent experiences because of my heartbreak, and I probably was never emotionally available or kind of like, or even compatible with someone or open to love because I was still dealing with that.
Yeah.
If that made you right. So I guess that's what I wanted to
I
say.
mean, I was definitely single for the amount of time that I was single. Because of the fact that, like, you know, I just knew, like, how it was, like how I was saying, like, you know, just you're just not compatible, like, with where I was in my life. And certain times there'll be times where, like, I would talk to dudes and, you know, like, kind of try to pursue what could be something, but I was also in a time where it was like, if the energy wasn't being reciprocated, like, I wasn't going to put my energy into it any longer. Like, I didn't have that type of time to invest into somebody who wasn't going to be reciprocating my energy. So I can definitely agree with that. And that's like my biggest advice to a lot of people is just like, hey, but have you ever considered being single?
Yeah. Another thing I guess I want to talk about, or I was just reminded of, is that, like, it's also another thing is, or I got this question one time with a girl. I don't know, she probably said it as casual as ever, but I took it like, fuck, what the fuck do I say here? Kind of like, well, why are you single? You know, kind of thing. I'm like, oh, fuck, shit, you know, like, kind of thing.
I get a little teased now because I was single for so long, but mainly because, like, not in a bad way, but it's just kind of like, or like, oh, because, you know, like, some people go through what you went through and then they, like, jump right into something else, or they're just single for a very long time. Ha ha. You know, like, and it's just like, well, yeah, you know, like, I was very heartbroken when what happened, and then time just passes, and then you're just like, oh shit, I've been single for 8 years.
I mean, yeah,
I think, well, time goes by. Sometimes time goes by quick, or times, you know,
you just never know. I mean, shit, 3 years ago that you were 30, like, fuck, that's crazy.
you know,
It is.
But, like, what I wanted to say is just kind of like how the world of dating has changed, and almost to that heartbreak situation, it's almost like it's unrealistic for me to kind of
have an expectation to build and form something with somebody when you built and formed something with somebody and they completely broke your fucking heart.
Well, you're great. I didn't. Not a little harsh there at the end there, but I'm kidding. But really, my point was this is of when something is starting new, you kind of may have pushback because of your old thing of when that was new and it was so organic and how it happened, the way that it happened, you know, like it was different. It wasn't that I slid in her DM. It wasn't that I didn't know who she was and bought her a drink at the bar or this and that. It was different. And it's unrealistic for me to now put that on a new thing, basically, of like, well, we're probably not there yet, you know, or like kind of put a cap on it and be like, oh, well, maybe not, or it's not as genuine as that, or back to why am I single? Why am I single? Is that also that I'm not out or not sociable, or I'm not even allowed, like, for something like that to happen, because since my success has always been through something organic, my success has never been the guy to shoot 10 DMs and then get 5 girls to respond and then after that work my way from there, or be at a party, talk to all the girls. No, my approach, or my quote unquote game, if you want to call it that, ladies, or simplify it as that, as we like to do, is kind of like letting it naturally happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's we're not in a world where that is kind of like the ideal dating situation, because now the way you date is Hinge, Tinder, things like that. That's why I was even telling the guy,
like, and Instagram and things like that.
That's why I was telling the guy, or like I was with a buddy and he was kind of like, man, why don't you get, like, you haven't been on this yet? Like, you should get back. You haven't, or if you tried it, get back on it, you know, type of thing. And to me, it was like, bro, my success has been way more better off of Instagram to get a girl, or to hang out with a girl that night, or to form a relationship, or talk, you know, start texting a girl back and forth, you know what I mean, has been off the gram way more than has been off Tinder. And we had that experiment that we did, you know what I mean, a year ago, almost like that, like, and you know, so I don't know. That episode I was happy I watched that, because it was kind of like, and It will also made me realize too that these people have been like outside, and I haven't really never been like I have, and I've been social and stuff like that. But I also had like, because they and I hate to talk about another podcast, and we were supposed to be wrapping up here, but like they were teasing. But I resonate with Ice in this sense of kind of like, dang, I'm a little bit of a homebody though. You know
Ice
what I mean?
is a Gemini too.
I be inside. You know what I mean? You know, like,
I'm the opposite. I love me.
Yeah,
like if I didn't work tomorrow, I would the way that I'm dressed right now. I would
thought
be
you
out.
was. I thought you were about to say some shit like that, or like, oh, you know, I was even tripping on the time. Like I thought you were about to say some shit like that because you're like, because I'm gonna go out anyways. I could have. If you didn't just say that, I could have. I thought if we're after, like, yeah. Good, because I'm got to get going. You know what I mean?
Nah, I was thinking about it. I probably would have gone to a ladies' night that they were having at Racket because my favorite DJ was gonna be DJing there, Fly Guy. So that would have been cool. But I'm also kind of like, I already went to the beach today. Like I already went out and did that, and then as soon as I got home from what I needed to do, I was just like, oh, my home. I'm so happy to be here. You know, so yeah. What I was gonna say is that
hold on, Glad we didn't get your. What song did you say that? Well, like we were talking about
the song that one of the songs that I said at that age was, I would say, Major Look.
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, you
Major Look. Juicy would definitely get me out of there.
Juicy will bring you back. Yeah,
Juicy would get me the fuck up on out of there. Another song that would get me,
Hardball Summer, any Biggie song would have got me out of there.
Also the Beautiful by Black Star featuring Mary J. Blige.
That is one of your tops. Yeah.
That like that song, like no matter what, where, when, who, when, why, like I'll play that song and I'll like replay it. But something I was gonna say along the lines of like what Hav is saying as far as like dating goes and things like that. It always happens when you least expect it. Like
That's a fact.
I feel like you can have a strategy. You can have like, I'm gonna slide in DMs, or I'm gonna do this,
or I'm gonna do that,
or this
or
is how it's gonna happen,
or that's it. Me and the boys are gonna go out. This and that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Bro, that shit happens however the fuck it wants to happen, and then you either need to be ready or be ready to decline. And
that and also, I don't know, because then I think back at that time of like, oh, what was working or what wasn't, like, or whatever like that. And also, you know, you were a bit in a rhythm. You know, I was also that's we'll talk about that in another podcast. because yeah.
Well, because what?
Well, no, like, just like how you said, like, it's unexpected, but like what I was doing there, this is some shit that like when I was interviewing, you know, like I'll be fake interviewing myself. This is like something I wanted to say. So it's like, all right, with that situation, I was basically leaving another situation, right? With that situation, leaving another, I just basically got broken up with, you know, and it's kind of like not I don't want to call it a rebound, but it was kind of like
a rebound.
Yeah, you know, and then it turned into, you know, but also I knew, but then I was also like very sure that the feelings were reciprocated though, kind of like by the end of that, to tell any, because the ending of that last one did have to do with, you know, a little bit of that friendship. So, but it was kind of like I was almost like hopping around and then got stuck because, you know, a little bit, you know, and then, and then, like how you said, like it's when you least expect it or something like that.
I mean,
but
that's speaking from experience.
Right. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, because
like
like
it wasn't too bad to say, but I feel like there's a lot to delve in there though.
I mean, yeah, there's like a couple things that it's just
because
like,
then it's like, oh, were you ego tripping, or was it like, you know, or were you, yeah,
like what was going on there? But I've also had like horrible like ex stories on my birthday too. Like, oh my goodness, why is it the birthdays are either really really good or traumatic? Like what? I'm
trying to think of like a bad birthday. The only birthday that and it's literally Mother Nature. Like it was just kind of like we were riding bike, and then
a fucking hurricane.
And then a hurricane came. So like, but to me, like, and I never like blamed anyone for it. It kind of almost was like cool because it was so memorable.
Yeah, that was
because me and the guys would like talk about it later. Like, dang, remember that day?
Yeah.
We were like all outside. Like,
it was his birthday. Me and my mom made a cake for him. I remember that. What I was something that I was going to say was my 21st birthday wasn't that good either. So that's when my little cousin turned 21 and I saw how her mother was for her 21st birthday. I was just like, wow, I cannot relate because my mom hated the fact that I was turning 21. My ex was being so mean to me that day. Yeah, it was just not. But yeah, and I had, because of this person, like, can you blame me for not wanting to be in a relationship when the person that I was with, for who I had the most serious relationship with, just that did not make me feel good on my birthday sometimes? Like, come the fuck on. Well, things have changed and we are a brand new woman today, looking fine as ever, 33, the Jesus year. And I'm just so blessed. Thank you so much for the opportunity to do this yet again for another episode. Remember, we are still in a pandemic, so make sure that you wash your hands, wash your ass, drink your water, and mind your damn business.
Please.
For the 200th time, I am your host, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves, with my co-host, How 600 in the building, and my unofficial co-host, Bay the Retriever, who is sleeping on the job.
God damn it, babe.
Last time we get her for this job.
What was that thing, bro? What was that? It was like the end of Boy Meets World. They're like, last time we're calling this guy. You remember that? Like, you know, like,
yeah. No,
was it Smart Guy?
It was Smart Guy.
It was Smart Guy.
Yeah,
Right when I said,
just
yeah.
like, yeah. Oh man, great show. All right, guys, be blessed. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to all the Geminis. We'll be back next week.
Take care.
It's the ambition hour, baby. It's
Blow it.